Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and start your homework, which is the 1-5 worksheet 3, and we're going to get started on that. So here we go. Number 4, how do I solve this? I'm going to add x to both sides, and I have 3x is less than or equal to 3, divide by 3, and I have x is less than or equal to 1. Go to the other side, subtract the x, and I have x is greater than negative 3. So we need to put these on one number line. This is an and, so if it's an and, our brain should be looking for overlapping regions. The smaller number is negative 3, the larger number is 1. At negative 3, it is going to be open, and I'm shading to the right. At 1, I have a closed dot, sorry about that, and I'm going to shade down. So where do they overlap? They overlap in the middle. So how did I write that? Well, I put negative 3 and 1, and I put x in the middle. And I said you always use less than symbols, but you need to check for solid and dotted, the solid lines and the dotted lines. So the dot is right here is going to be open. I leave it alone. This dot is going to be solid, so I go ahead and put that as less than or equal to. And that is done. Okay? Do it again. This one is already overlapped for us, so we just have to do what we did to the left, middle, and the right. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to add 12 to both sides here, so I have to on the other side as well. So this is going to give me negative 21 is less than or equal to negative 7n, which is less than a negative 14. Okay? So now I'm going to divide both sides by negative 7. So I have to divide the left, the middle, and the right by that. A double negative creates a positive 3. Your brain should be having like a crazy thought to it and saying, hey, there's an alarm there. I need to flip this inequality symbol, making that greater than or equal to a positive 2. Now, your brain should also not like the way that looks because 3 is definitely larger than 2. So you're going to pick this up and flip it around. So when I do that, I'm going to have 2, 3, n less than or equal to. And this is your answer. How do I graph it? Put 2 and 3, closed dot, and in the middle. Next, this is not compounded for us, so we're going to have to do that ourselves. But I'm going to go ahead and subtract 7. So I have 3 is greater than or equal to 3x. Divide by 3. 1 is greater than or equal to x. Come over here, subtract the 9. Negative 4x is less than or equal to negative 10. Divide by negative 4. An alarm should be sounding. You need to flip the inequality symbol. A double negative is a positive. They're both even, so divide them both by 2, and you're going to get 5 over 2. 5 over 2 is the same thing as what? What decimal? If you said 2.5, you would be right. So if we put these on a number line, you're going to have 1 here, and you're going to have 5 over 2 here. So what's going to happen there is you are going to have x is going to be closed at positive 1. Ooh. I did that wrong. Sorry, guys. Do you see this right here? We did not flip this around, and we should have. So x, flipping it around, the arrow is pointing toward the x, so it's going to point toward the x here. So 5 over 2 goes here, and 1 goes here. It is a closed dot at 1, and I'm shading down. It is a closed dot at 5 over 2, and I'm shading up. Now my question is, since this is an and, I need to know when both of these work for an x value. And since they don't overlap anywhere, the answer is going to be no solution. Okay? So there is no solution for number 10. Number 12. Come up with the inequality that describes this graph. So how does that describe it? Okay, well, it's trapped, right? So I put negative 8 and I put 7. Why? Because those are the numbers that it lands on at the end. And I put x in the middle. Since x is the shaded region, I always use less than symbols. But at negative 8, it is an open dot, so I leave it alone. But at 7, it is a closed dot, so I'm going to go ahead and put the less than or equal to symbol there. And this is the inequality symbol that you should have had. Okay? That is your homework, and I am done.